Hello and welcome to Shanghai Eye. Here on Dragon TV, Monday through Friday, we'll bring you stories to decode and explore China. I'm Chen Xuan.
Hi there, I'm He Jian. We will look at business, tech, urban life, arts and culture, and sports, and everything going on here in the city. This summer in Shanghai, the hottest ticket wasn't for a concert or a show, it was for art. All eyes turned to Pudong, where blockbuster exhibitions drew long lines. But what we found was more than just a temporary exhibit frenzy. It was a sign of a profound shift. Pudong, Shanghai's modern financial hub, is quietly and rapidly transforming into a world-class art destination. Zhang Hong went to a city art hunt to discover how it's building bridges between museum halls and everyday life.
This summer, everyone in Shanghai seemed to be talking about one thing: art. The Musée d'Orsay exhibition at the Museum of Art Pudong was the place to be. People lined up not just for the paintings, but for the merch.
Like this miniature artist plush toy.
And it made me realize that something has changed in Pudong. It has become an art destination. The Museum of Art Pudong opened just 4 years ago, but it's already brought in exhibitions from the world's greatest museums, including the Metropolitan Museum of Art, Prado Museum, Tate, and the Musée d'Orsay.
I visited this Orsay museum 2 times, and I visit this museum because I really enjoy the exhibition in Paris. The atmosphere here and the vibe is the same.
We were basically just visiting Shanghai. We wanted to see some of the Impressionist works on display. Many of these works, I've seen them in catalogs or in books, but never really had the chance to see them in the flesh. It's good that the collections of some of those big museums in Europe are traveling to other destinations.
What I love about it is that it's open until 11 p.m., so you can visit after work and walk out to the riverside breeze.
I live in Pudong. In the past, I used to cross the river for great art events, but now world-class exhibitions are just a few minutes from my home.
But Pudong isn't just showing Western masters. It's also home to China's own artistic story. This red building used to be the China Pavilion from Expo 2010.
Now it's the Shanghai Art Museum, a place that traces China's artistic journey.
You can literally see how art tells China's story, one era, one brushstroke at a time.
I feel there is a kind of influence from the Western painting, but on the same time there is like a uniqueness in the way they perceive the world and how they interpret it on their paintings.
I thought the building was really cool. I think it looks like chopsticks, so I was like, this is cool, so we'll come in here. It's very focused on the people, like individual people. There's a lot of portraiture. I notice a lot of it, you have to kind of look from an angle to see a lot more detail, which is really cool.
Je suis ici pour visiter l'exhibition, ici qui raconte la Chine ancestrale, et c'est très très bien fait, c'est très interactif et on voit tous les petits détails de la vie quotidienne chinoise et c'est très très joli.
The brand new Shanghai Museum East adds to this creative circle.
Inside, you find ancient bronzeware, relics of early civilization, and new ways of connecting the past to the future. I've seen many foreign visitors here discovering the roots of Chinese aesthetics.
The oldest things found in Europe are in Bulgaria, so we are very happy to see that especially the bronze figures, the bronze vessels are very similar in the same way. Interestingly, they developed all this in the same time, so I can see the similarity between the cultures.
We know mentally that China has a civilization of 5,000 years, but to see the beauty of Chinese artifacts, pots of 1,500 years before Christ is incredible.
What really makes Pudong special is how art spills into everyday life.
Outdoor malls turn into open-air galleries. Weekend pop-up markets mix art, music, and design.
There are, a few museums in Shanghai, and sometimes they have like big exhibitions, but you have to, attract people, and so it's a good way to, attract people, basically.
Even the glass walls inside Shanghai Tower are designed to look like flowing ink. Pudong is making sure everyone can share in this artistic life. Community museums like the Being Art Museum host senior-friendly guided tours and regular free workshops. At the Shanghai Library East, exhibitions welcome families and children and even feature touchable art for visitors with visual impairments. And some of Pudong's art isn't even on public display. Inside the free trade zone stands one of Asia's largest banded art warehouses. It's hard to believe that this was all farmland decades ago. Today, it's a place where you can see art from east to west all in one day. Pudong has truly become Shanghai's new creative heart, a living, breathing museum on both sides of the street.
For centuries, we've tried to capture time itself. Now, a new exhibition at Bund 33 traces that timeless quest through more than 160 horological masterpieces. From 14th century astronomical clocks to exquisite Swiss watches made for Chinese consumers. Let's wind back the hands of time.
Since the earliest civilizations, people have been trying to understand time by looking upward to the movement of the cosmos. At Bund 33 in Shanghai, more than 160 horological masterpieces trace that journey, from the birth of mechanical clocks to pocket watches that turn time into art, and finally to the precision engineering that underpins our modern world. Most of these pieces came on loan from the International Watchmaking Museum in Switzerland. One highlight is the reconstruction of Giovanni Dondi's astrarium.
Its mechanism dates back to 1382, so 14th century. It's basically a clock that shows you astronomical indication and many other indications. That is a very, very complicated clock, and it shows the importance of astronomy and astrology at that time.
As mechanical clocks spread across Europe, time moved from monasteries and towers into private homes. Clocks and watches became objects of taste and identity. In China, they took on yet another meaning: precious diplomatic gifts and symbols of global exchange.
In Qing dynasty, the emperor would be introduced to watches and to mechanisms and start to collect them. Hence, the people would start collecting also watchmaking. Switzerland started to produce Chinese pocket watches since the end of the 18th century for the Chinese market. And it was the start of commercial exchange between Switzerland and China.
红楼梦成书的这个18世纪呢，正是中西贸易往来非常频繁的一个时期。红楼梦当中出现的最多的域外物品之一就是钟表。早期的这些西方的钟表商人，其中一个重要的据点就是广州。那么他们要回国的时候，会希望去带一些工艺品、纪念品。那么所以广州的外销画呢，就是其中非常重要的品类。上面的图样也相应的影响到了当时的西方的这些制表的艺匠，他们的这个图绘的题材。
Long before the ages of robotics, watchmakers were already pushing the boundary between machine and life. Automaton clocks answered questions at random, like mechanical fortune tellers. The mystery clock has hence floated without any visible gear train, as if time were moved by magic.
弗兰肯斯坦人造生命这个小说诞生的这个19世纪，关于这些生命机械的制造，实际上在久远的几个世纪之前，人类就已经开始探索了。而制作这些仿佛具有生命的机械的这些工程师匠师，往往就是钟表匠。为什么呢？因为其实钟表，我们想象一下，它能够自带动力的来源，它能够规律的自己的运转，它本来就是磨香。
People have measured time mechanically for nearly 7 centuries, yet this exhibition suggests that clocks have always been more than tools.
钟表从它的诞生开始，它是一个集合了科学、装饰艺术、美学各种维度的一个跨学科的结晶。透过这场展览，我非常希望能够去实现的，就是我们能够用一种新的发现的眼光去看待这些可能对于今天的我们而言已经非常熟悉的寻常之物，但是它们其实毫不寻常。
Now moving on to today's Shanghai A to Z section. Shanghai's traffic police have made more vehicle and driver management services available online. They can now be found via the official online government service portal, the Sui Shenban mini programs on WeChat and Alipay, as well as the Sui Shenban Citizen Cloud app. All services are under the Shanghai Traffic Police section. They include options such as checking motor vehicle registration records, obtaining a driving certificate for overseas use, renewing or cancelling a driver's license, and deregistering a vehicle. Foreign nationals holding a valid Chinese driver's license can also access these online services. In order to use the online services, you need to upload your identification information and photos of supporting documents. Applications will be reviewed by the Shanghai Traffic Police within one workday.
If you've got any questions for us, you can find us on all the socials and all our content online as well.
We'd love to hear from you, so do join us here on Dragon TV Monday to Friday.
Thank you for watching. See you next time.